Hello and welcome to my presentation. My name is Kelly Hiscox and I'm the current Education Liaison Officer for pre-registration at the Royal College of Occupational Therapists. So I want to start off just by saying welcome, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, but also welcome to the profession of occupational therapy. Whether you're a first year, second year or third year student, I can say from maybe quite a biased point of view, you've obviously made the best decision for your career and you've chosen the best profession, so that's a really good start. So a little bit about us then at the Royal College. We're the professional body for occupational therapy in the United Kingdom. We actively set the professional and educational standards for the profession, but also help you as a member just evolve with the profession as well, making sure you've got access to all of the resources that you need to support your practice. So you can think of us as a little bit like the guardian angels of occupational therapy, but also your guardian angels if you want us to be as well. So on to the membership benefits then that are key to you. When I was a student member then, I thought of membership as being separated into three key categories. There's resources to support you, resources to support your assignments, and ones to support your practice, and those include access to international journals, OT news, access to our library, also evidence-based resources including our hot topics, spare topics and evidence fact sheets. It will all become clear what these all mean because I'll go in and I'll explain each membership benefit on its own. Also included in that category of supporting you in your practice, there's our learning zone as well, which helps you to create the strongest CPD portfolio that you can. On to the next category then that I'll discuss. These are access to benefits which give you professional reassurance in your practice. Those include free membership to Unison, £6 million worth of professional indemnity cover, and also access to our very own professional practice inquiry service. And finally, the last category for membership benefits are the avenues that membership gives you to help you to develop and expand your professional network. And those are access to our regions, our specialist sections, and also our annual conference as well. So on to the first category then. The resources that are there to support you, one's for your assignments and one's for your practice. And whatever stage you're at the moment in your course, just have a little think for a minute about where you get your references from. Where do you get the evidence to make sure that all of the points you make in your assignments, all of the choices that you make in your practice are informed by research and by the latest evidence? Now, with your membership to the Royal College, we give you access to the resources that are there to support you in your practice and your assignments. And the first one I mentioned was access to our journal collection. That includes access to the British Journal of Occupational Therapy, often referred to as BJOP. And this is the monthly journal that we produce at the Royal College, there to bring you up to date with all of the latest research and evidence happening nationally within the profession. What you can also do with BJOP, which is really useful, is you can set content alerts. So let's say in a few months' time you go out on placement or you enter into your first practice area and you're working a lot with a particular group of service users. That might be in a mental health setting where you're working predominantly with people diagnosed with schizophrenia. You can set a content alert with BJOP which notifies you every time there's an article produced that relates to that search term. So that's a really great way of keeping up to date with the evidence base that is constantly evolving. Other journals you have access to are the American Journal, Canadian and the Australian. So as an example, just these 4 journals on their own give you a huge pool of evidence that you can dip into when you need it. You also have access to 16 other e-journals, and 2 of those also include the Scandinavian and Hong Kong Journal. Those are great for bringing in some different cultural views into your assignments and just considering what's happening in the world of research in different parts of the world. So also what you'll find on our website is our student collection. You can find access to this student collection on the Sage Journals page when you log on to our website. In there, there's articles that are really useful to you either at the start of your student journey, but also as you approach the end of it as well. For example, there's an article in there about how occupational therapy students develop their professional identities, which might be useful for you to use to reflect on how you've evolved into an occupational therapist, or that evolvement that you'll go through, and how you actually turn into an occupational therapist through your time at university. Another example of an article in there of this year's collection is about how occupational therapists are agents for change in multidisciplinary teams. And you're going to be that agent for change. You're going to go into a practice setting, inspire others, bring in new ideas, new concepts, new resources, and really help to evolve that practice and their service delivery. So take a look at the student collection and explore the other articles that are in there, because they are really useful to you as students. On to the third benefit then, in the first section, and that is access to OT News. So this is our official best practice monthly magazine that we produce at the Royal College. And the purpose of OT News is that it's there to bring you up to date on everything which has been happening within the last month within the profession. So that might be latest policy developments, things that are going on at a political level, but the brilliant thing about OT News is that the majority of the content is made up by members themselves. That means we get loads of submissions from occupational therapists or other students from all corners of the United Kingdom, telling us a little bit about their daily lives, what they get up to, and how they're making a difference within their practice. That means that every single issue of OT News looks completely different, and it gives you insights into different areas of practice. What you might use OT News for as a student is not only to keep up to date with everything that's going on, things that you need to know about, but you might, if you want to explore what happens in different practice areas, you want to know a little bit more, then read the articles that the occupational therapists and students have submitted, see about the groups that they run, see about the interventions that they use, and think, what would you be able to contribute to that practice area? Or is that a practice area that's going to interest you in your future? What I'd also suggest with OT News is that think about what you could contribute to it. Could you submit an article that could contribute to the overall knowledge of the profession? And that's the purpose of OT News. It doesn't have to be an academic article submission, it's just you telling a story, something influential you've done in your practice. Have you created a new group within a setting? Have you just inspired a service user and you want to tell us about it? There's submission guidelines if you did want to contribute an article, and they can be found on the OT News page on the website. Have a read of those and have a think about what you could submit to us, and I'd encourage you to do it because it's a brilliant opportunity for your CPD and also for your own development as well. So on to the next benefit then that you have access to, and that is our library. So our library then is based by London Bridge, and it's just about a 5-minute walk from the station, really handy to get to. What our library is, it's the largest national collection of occupational therapy literature. That means when you think about that, or when you hear that for the first time, you might picture a big grand library where you go in, dance around in occupational therapy literature with thousands and thousands of books there to help you to do that. And it would look like that if most of the resources weren't accessible online, which means you can access them from absolutely anywhere. Wherever you may be in the United Kingdom, you can get our resources from our library. So I mentioned before that we're based by London Bridge, and that's the physical form of the library. In there you have access to over 50 books centred around all different areas of occupational therapy practice, research and education. There's also a brilliant collection of assessment tools and outcome measures. So if you're preparing to either enter into practice or you're going out on placements and you're close to our library, make a train journey and come and see us. Pop in anytime and use the resources that are there. Have a practice using the assessment tools and get insight into the work that you'll be doing in that practice area. There's also a brilliant team of librarians in our library. They're all subject experts in occupational therapy, so they'll give you help either just navigating around the library, whether that be the physical form or the online version as well. So that's the physical form, and it's almost in its entirety covered. You've also got access to our library through our website. So you can log on, have access to our ebook collection, where you'll find 140 for you to choose from. So think of it as like an extension to the collection that you already have at university. If you can't find a book in your university library, then there's a pretty good chance that we're going to have it in our library here. Also, through the online version, you can access a range of databases that are going to help you to locate literature and occupational therapy literature that you can bring into your practice. But do have a look around what access to the library gives you and all of the resources that are there to support you with your practice. So on to the next membership benefit then, and this is like a collection of resources that you can use in your practice. And I mentioned these before. These include our evidence fact sheets, hot topics and spear topics. So when you're looking around our website, look out for these key resources. What they do is they're all focused on either one concept within the profession or an area of practice. They then help you to just really explore that area of practice or concept by giving you access to evidence you can use. So starting with the evidence fact sheets, they're the ones that are all focused on a practice area. They give you the key facts about occupational therapists working in that area, a list of key benefits of why we're there, and also access to a list of references that you can use as well. The hot topics, there's one of those produced every month, so that means all of the evidence that's in there is really up to date and current. They again help you to explore either a concept like occupation-centred practice or an area of practice. That might be an emerging area. So this collection of hot topics then is constantly evolving because a new one's being produced every month. Have a look at what the collection is like, have a look at the different hot topics that have been produced and start to use them in your practice just to get a little snapshot about it. You might use it when you're preparing to go out on practice placement, just to start to explore the evidence-based behind that practice area. And finally, our spear topics. These can be found in the occupational therapy topics sections on the website. And again, they help you to explore a particular practice area by giving you access to references, also directing you to some of our publications relating to that, and also to some policy that you can draw upon as well. So remember these three resources that you can use and start to use them in your practice, either as you're preparing to enter practice or if you have a particular assignment that you're doing that relates to one of these resources. So on to the final membership benefit then in the first category, and that is our learning zone. So for you to hold the title as a registered occupational therapist, you need to register with the Health and Care Professions Council, often referred to as HCPC for short. A commitment or an obligation for you to be registered with the HCPC is that you commit to continually showing and evidencing your professional development. And you do that in your CPD portfolios. Now, every couple of years, your occupational therapist will be called for audit on their HCPC CPD folders. And if your CPD portfolio doesn't meet the standards that are set by the HCPC, you could potentially lose your title as an occupational therapist. So CPD is a really vital part of your practice from all the way at the beginning as a student, also continually in the future as well. And that's where our learning zone comes in. There's resources on there to support every single learning style. There's things like CPD short courses that you can do at home, access to just really innovative ideas for CPD as well. So there's things like guidance around hosting a critical film night, guidance around setting up a journal club, a CPD group in your practice. So this is one of the really key areas of the website that you should be using as a student to make sure that you identify your professional development, but also start to think about what you could be doing in the future as well to continually enhance your practice too. So that's the end of the first section then of the resources that are there to support you, your assignments and your practice. Now I'll move on to the resources that we give you to support to give you professional reassurance in your practice. The first one of those is access to our professional practice inquiry service. So this is a team of professionals based at the Royal College that you can get in touch with any practice query. I'd recommend that you do speak to your university tutors first, but if you want a second opinion, then that would be the time to access our professional practice inquiry service. It could be absolutely any query relating to your practice. It might be around supervision, concerns, just anything at all that you need advice on. What you can do is either get in touch with the team by email or by phone, and their details can be found on our website. They'll get back to you with some really useful advice and direct you to some resources that can help you to solve that practice query. So they're a handy team to know and a handy number to have noted down, just in case you need them. The next benefit that's there then to give you professional reassurance is free membership to Unison. So when you register as a student member with the Royal College, you automatically get membership of Unison as well. So this is an industrial relations support, so they can get back to you with some really useful advice again, but they also, free membership to Unison gives you access to additional benefits as well, like money off car insurance, home insurance, so explore that side of membership as well. And finally, the last membership benefit in this section is £6 million worth of professional indemnity cover. So this is a claims occurring policy, so as long as you're registered as a student member, at the time of when that claim is made against you, you're fully protected and fully covered by this insurance. It's worth mentioning, I've probably scared you now, but practice issues, they don't come up often, but it's useful to know that you've got this kind of extra support level, extra support net underneath you should you need to draw upon it in your practice. So that brings us on nicely to the last section then of the presentation, and this is around the avenues that we provide you with to help you to develop and expand your professional network. So we all have our personal network, and these are the people that surround us, help and support us to grow as people. Your professional network is who you want to make contacts and links with that's going to support you in the world of occupational therapy. So have a little think now, if you could build your dream team professional network, who would you want to connect to? Who would be some really useful people to know? Now that you've got your dream team and you've had a little think about who would be in your professional network, we give you access to these people, because often it's hard to connect to others that are outside your university bubble. We offer a range of ways for you to connect and help to support you to build relationships with these people that's going to support your practice. And the first way you can do that is by attending our annual conference. So attending the annual conference was one of the highlights of my student journey. I first went in 2015 when it was based in Brighton, and it wasn't only amazing because it was just across the road from the beach and it was scorching hot. It was one of the most valuable learning experiences I had. You'll never be in a room filled with so many people who share the same passion as you, and that's what conference is about. It's about sharing passion, sharing knowledge and connecting with others that are usually outside of your immediate network. Influential researchers in occupational therapy and occupational therapists themselves. That means that conference is going to be an amazing experience, and it is the same every year. Every year it travels around to a different location, so by the time that you're watching this video, have a look on our website. We've also got a dedicated annual conference website that you can use to find out all of the latest updates that we've got in planning for conference. What I suggest, if you do attend conference or you're thinking about attending conference, then Attend the sessions that obviously have relevance to your practice or relevant to areas of practice that you're interested in. But also attend some sessions that you don't really know much about. You didn't know that occupational therapists would work like that. That would be the key guide for me as well. It's also to obviously look at the posters that are on display, and most importantly, come and speak to us at the Royal College stand and speak to the other delegates as well. Start to formulate those professional relationships. A key message as well is if you are a Royal College of Occupational Therapists student member, you also get a discounted rate for conference. That means it's a perfect opportunity to go because you save a lot of money and you still get the same experience that everyone else does. So have a look at our annual conference website, see the plans that we've got, but also check out the discounts that you're entitled to as a student member as well. The next membership benefit then that's there to support the enhancement of your professional network are our regions. So regions, they just provide you with a platform to network with other students and other occupational therapists within your geographical area. And you're allocated a region based on the postcode that you provide when you register for your membership with us. You can find out which region that you're allocated to by looking at your postcode, and there's a guide on our website to help you identify which region you fit into. But there's 13 different regions all across the United Kingdom, and they all offer the same support and the same opportunities. What engaging with your region gives you is access to local events. They might be just general networking days to help you to kind of connect with others that are outside of your university bubble. They also run study days, learning courses, roadshows that you can attend. But take a look at our website and our region page just to find out what they've been up to and the plans that they've got coming up as well. You'll also get a quarterly newsletter delivered to your inboxes just to help you to keep up to date with what work they've been up to too. All of the regions are quite established on social media, so once you know your region, then take a look at their Facebook pages or search for them on Twitter and find out about how you can get involved. And on to the final membership benefit then that I'll speak about today, and that is access to our specialist sections. Like the regions, they give you access to a pool of occupational therapists or other students and help you to connect with others. But the difference between the specialist sections and the regions is that the people that make up the specialist sections either work within a certain area of practice or have a passion for that area and want to go into that. Currently there's 11 specialist sections on offer for you to join, and I'll read them out to you just so that you're aware. There's a specialist section in HIV, oncology and palliative care, housing, independent practice, mental health, neurological practice, older people, people with learning disabilities, rheumatology, trauma and orthopaedics and work. So that's a huge variety of opportunity for you. Think about joining one of the specialist sections if you have a placement within relating to one of those areas, or if you know that you're going to specialise in that area. Engage with the specialist section. So let's say your next placement is going to be based in brain injury. Engage with the neurological practice specialist section. Have access to that pool of occupational therapists that work in that area. Share resources, share ideas with them. Attend the range of events that they run. Again, similarly to the regions, like networking days, but also study days as well. Also keep up to date with everything that the specialist sections are doing by looking out for their quarterly newsletters as well. There is an additional membership charge for joining a specialist section, but as a student member, again, you get access to discounts. So have a look on our website. Each specialist section is slightly different in charge, but they average out between £5 and £15 for the whole year. So that's a great investment for your practice as a student to help you to enhance your practice within a certain area. It's worth also mentioning that with the regions events, there's usually no charge for attending those. They're usually offered to region members for free. So with both of the regions and the specialist sections, keep up to date with what they're doing and look out for opportunities to engage with them and the opportunities that are there to enhance your practice. Now on to what membership basically is, what charge it is, how much will you have to pay a month to be a member of the Royal College of Occupational Therapists. Currently, student membership is £5 a month. That gives you access to all of the resources that I've spoken with you about today. That includes access to the resources to support your practice, the ones which give you professional reassurance, including the indemnity cover, but also the avenues that are there to help you to expand your professional network. Student membership for me was a real investment for my practice. I made sure that obviously I took advantage of all of the benefits that are on offer to me, but obviously I wanted to engage with the Royal College as well. I wanted to attend events, contribute to any surveys or projects that they're running, so keep an eye out for opportunities to do that. To become a member of the Royal College, if you go onto our website www.rcot.co.uk, there'll be various points which say join us, and then you go on and fill in your details on the National Student Database and your membership will be processed by a membership team. Also, whilst you're on the website, it's worth mentioning that when you first click onto it as not a member of us, it will look a little bit different to when you are a member. But have a little look around whilst you're there. What you'll see when you register for your membership is that the website will just expand. You'll have access to member-only content, member-only sections. So do take a look around and see how you're going to be using your membership to us. But really, membership to the Royal College as a student is like an investment for your future career. Things that they might ask you at interview is firstly if you're a member of us, because that shows them you've already got that commitment and passion for the profession that you're joining. An interviewer might also ask what professional indemnity cover scheme you have in place, and obviously you know that that's covered within your membership to us. Thirdly, they might ask you how you plan to support your CPD whilst you work for that organisation, how you plan to make sure that you're going to continuously develop. And you can say because you've got access to the learning zone and everything that membership gives you. Finally, they might also ask how you demonstrate that you're engaged with your profession. Maybe because you've engaged with some of the specialist sections, you've attended our annual conference or contributed something to OT News. You can see that the possibilities with membership are endless, and membership is there for you to take advantage of. Also keep up to date with what we're doing as well. It's also worth mentioning that if you're a student maybe approaching the end of your student journey, if you're a final year student watching this video, it's useful to know what changes happen with your membership as you transition from a student member to a professional member. And I'll discuss that just briefly at the moment now. Essentially, you remain a student member of us until September. That's how our membership year runs. It runs from the end of September to the end of September the following year. So if you don't secure a job as an occupational therapist before September, essentially you remain a student member with us until that time. But I need to stress the importance to you that if you do secure a job, and let's say you start in the summer before the end of the membership year, it's important that you tell us that you've secured that job because access to particular membership benefits like the professional indemnity cover scheme, that currently covers you as a student, but you'll need it to cover you as a practitioner. So to make sure that you've got everything in place ready to start your job, get in contact with us or log on to the website and change your details on your account and request to become a professional member. The first year as a professional member is offered at a discounted rate, and that's currently based at £18.13 for the year. After that first year of being a discounted professional member, you'll then change over to become a full professional member, and that's £24.17. It gives you access to all of the resources that are there to support you with your practice. So before I end this video chat with you today, then I want to just make sure that you know that it's important to stay connected to us. And you can connect to us by any of the social media channels, including Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for access to videos. Of course, remember as well that you can connect to the special sections and the regions on those on Twitter and Facebook as well. So keep up to date with things that we're doing, look for opportunities to engage, but ultimately make the most out of your membership to us at the Royal College. Thank you very much for listening. The best of luck throughout all of your studies if you're preparing to enter into practice or if you're just starting as a student. Being a student is an amazing experience, so make the most out of it, but also make the most out of your membership to us as well. Thanks.